Okay, students, we'll carry forward our story from page number 30. I am waited for in Egypt. The swallow said that I have to go to Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon there will be go to sleep. So here the bird is telling the prince, the swallow, that I cannot wait here with you. I need to go. So the prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night, and by his messenger, be his messenger. So the prince said that please do one favor, don't go, just stay here for one night, be my messenger, send my messages, then you are free to go. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad, he said. The boy is very thirsty and he is ill too. I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. But in the beginning, the bird doesn't have much interest in what the prince is telling him. So he's saying that I don't care about any boys, I don't like boys also, I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. It is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Yet, when the prince looked sad, the bird said that okay, no problem, I'll wait one night and be your messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. So the prince was happy that he's going to carry the message. The swallow picked out the green ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in its beak over the roof of the town. So, as being told that the bird had to remove the ruby from the prince's sword and to give it to that lady over there. So, he passed by the cathedral over tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed the palace and heard the sound of the dancing. So when he was passing, he was listening to the sound of the dancing that was going on. There were sculptures there. The beautiful girl came out of the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. Now the girl was talking about the same thing which the prince had told, that there was a state ball, means a dance which was going to commence, and she was talking about that. The bird is listening to all this while flying. Said, I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. And she's saying that I ordered those flowers to be stitched on the dress, but these people, those who design the dress, are so very lazy. He passed over the river and saw the laltain hanging on the mast of the ship. Now the bird is flying and looking here and there everywhere. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed. The boy was having fever, the poor child, on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. So the bird took the ruby, and when the bird saw that the boy was having lots of fear and the poor mother was working, mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. In he hopped and laid the ruby on the table beside the woman thimble. So when the bird saw the entire scene, it kept the ruby, and then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel. So the bird went around the boy's head and was fanning. Fanning means the giving the wind, means with the help of its wing. The boy was feeling cold, so blowing few fresh air to him. Said the boy, I must be getting better, and he sank into the delicious slumber. And due to the wind, and he felt really relaxed, and now the boy felt asleep. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. So the bird left the ruby there and helped the boy to sleep, and then the bird flew from there back to the prince leaving the ruby there, came to the prince and said what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. The bird says that I feel quite warm, although it is so cold. That is because you have done a good action. The prince said that because you have done something good to someone, that's why you are feeling warmer, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy, and now the bird was also feeling sleepy, so the bird also wanted to sleep. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in the high spirit of the prospect. Now the bird was happy. Now it was daytime, morning, and now the bird said that today now I have to travel and go to Egypt. Today I will go. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. So the bird also wanted to see this new city, so it was flying everywhere, looking at beautiful things, watching them, and then it was sitting on the topmost part of the steeple of the church. When the moon rose, he flew back to Happy Prince, and now again it was evening and slowly turning into night. He went to the Happy Prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Means you have anything to do, any work to do with, or have you anything to say about Egypt? Because if you have, then please tell me, because I am leaving to Egypt now. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? But again the prince said, swallow, swallow, please do one thing. Stay with me for one night more. I am waited in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow said, but I have to go to Egypt. People are waiting for me there. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. So now again, the prince has saw something else. Now he's telling that please don't go. Swallow, I can see a young man. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. Means now the prince is actually telling about another person who is maybe a writer who is writing, and his hair is brown and crispy, and his lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater, but he is too cold to write any more. Now someone else is in trouble. The prince is telling the bird that see, there is a writer who writes play for the theater, and the poor man cannot write because it is very very cold. He is unable to write due to the cold. There is no fire in the grate, and you know that this in golden region there is a place that they burn fire in their own house to keep the house warm. That's great. And there is no fire also in the grate, and hunger has made him faint, and he is so hungry, he has nothing to eat also, that he has almost fainted. Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. Before that, I will wait with you one night longer. Before that, the bird says, okay, then I will stay one more night, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. The swallow was also good. So the bird said that, okay, no problem, I'll stay with you one more night. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. And the bird is asking that, shall I take another ruby from you and give it to the writer? Playwright means the person who writes play. Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. My eyes are all that I have left. They are made up of rare sapphire. Now the prince is telling that, sorry, but now I don't have any rubies, but I have only sapphire. That is also precious stone. So, and those sapphires are in my eyes. My eyes are made up of sapphire. They are made up of sapphire, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. See that those sapphires are brought from India. Thousands of years ago they were brought. He ordered the swallow to pluck one of them and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. So he told the bird that you pluck one of my eyes, which is made up of sapphire. You take one of my eyes and give it to that person, then he will buy some firewood to keep himself warm, and then he will be able to finish his play. Do one thing. So the prince said this. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. The swallow started weeping that, no, I cannot do that. How can I pluck your eyes? I cannot do that. And he began to weep. Swallow, swallow, the little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. And the prince said, you don't worry about that, but do as I tell you. You just pluck my eye out. Said swallow, swallow, little swallow. The prince said, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's crate. It was easy enough to get in, as there were holes in the roof. So that was also he was also a poor person. There were holes in his roof. So the bird was able to get into his room through the hole in the roof. Though this is darted, and he came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hand. The poor man was tired, and he had placed his hand and he had put his head inside his head, and he was very weak also. So he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. So he was unable to listen to the bird coming inside the room, the fluttering, the sound made by the wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets, and there were flowers which were they were almost dead. But the bird had left the sapphire there, and when he just woke up and when he saw the piece of sapphire there. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. And what did the person think? Oh, that I write such good plays that people started liking me, and this sapphire somebody has placed here. Maybe he might be my admirer, means he might be liking my plays, and somebody has gifted me. Now I can finish my play. So he was happy now, and he said that with this I can sell, I can get lots of money, everything, and now I'll finish my play also. And he looked quite happy, and holding the sapphire in his hand, he was very happy. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailor working. So today on the next day again he sat on the high mast of the ship, it is said, on the harbor. The next day the swallow flew and to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel, maybe a small boat, a ship, and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. And the bird was happy now that today, now all my jobs are done. Today I will go to Egypt. He was very happy, he was flying, but nobody paid any attention to the bird. So, I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. And after that, he came to the prince and said, Prince, now I am leaving. I came here to say goodbye to you, he cried. But the prince said, Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you not stay with me one night longer? Again the prince said that, Swallow, swallow, please don't go. One more night you need to stay with me. Please stay with me one more night. That was what he actually requested. So swallow, swallow, don't go. In the In the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. And the prince is saying that, see, there is a match girl, a girl who is selling matchbox, small matchbox. She has left her matches fall in the she has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her up if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. So the prince is telling that, now you see, there is a girl who was selling matches, and those matches fell into the gutter. Obviously, then when the matches get wet, they become useless, and when she will go home, she has not earned any money by selling those matches. Nobody is going to buy those wet matches, and the father is going to beat her up. It is very cold. She has not put anything on her head also. The head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. So the prince said that, pluck out my other eye and give it to the girl, so that the father may not beat her. I will stay with you one night longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then. So the swallow said, I will stay with you one night, but I will not pluck your second eye, because if I pluck that eye out, you will become completely blind. Then how will you see? Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. But the prince said, do as I command you. You don't say anything else, but just do what I tell you. So just remove my second eye. If I get blind, it is okay. But now you need to remove my second eye, and give it to that poor girl. So he plucked the eye out of the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. So the poor girl was very sad, and the bird plucked out the other eye and went past near the girl and gave the girl that another sapphire. And what a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. So when the girl was really very sad because she had not earned any money, but when she got that sapphire, the bird gave her that sapphire, she became very happy, and she said that, ran home laughing. And now the girl was happy with that sapphire in her basket. She took and she ran home away. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. So what did the bird say to the prince? That, see prince, now I have removed both of your eyes, the sapphires that were. Now you cannot see anything. So you are blind. So now I am going to stay with you always. No, little swallow, said the poor prince, you must go away to Egypt. But here the prince is telling the swallow, but swallow, no need to stay with me. You please go to Egypt. You have done enough for me. So please leave. You can go now. No, I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. But the swallow was also a very good bird. She didn't want to leave the prince in this condition and alone without eyes. So the bird said that, no, I am not going to Egypt, I am going to stay with you here only. And the bird went and slept at the prince's feet. We'll continue because it's a big lecture, a big story. We'll continue with the final portion of the story.